Hello, all my powerful Scorpio friends. This is Maxine Taylor, and I have your October forecast. But I want to mention something first that some of you have been waiting for. I know this because you've told me you're waiting for it. Today is October 1st. On October 5th, my latest book, Take Back Your Money, will be available on Amazon and my website, MaxineTaylor.com. If you are ready to create the money that you desire and deserve, you might check out this book. It's a technique I've used for decades. It's my own personal way of releasing programming that hold us down and back. In this book, I take you step by step through what I go through with a client in my 3-hour Take Back Your Money session. Here it is for you. Take advantage of it if it feels right to you. And if it feels right, if you'd like a face-to-face one-on-one session with me, it's 3 hours. And I take you through not just the book, but I aim our 3-hour session. I tailor it to your needs because everybody's situation is different. So this would be a personal face-to-face time with me to help you release your programming, reclaim it your way. It's a short period of time. It's a rocket ship to freedom. October 5th. Okay. Scorpio, let's talk about your forecast for this month. Well, first of all, Mercury's going to go direct tomorrow. And as we approach Mercury going direct, everything gets crazier. Haven't you noticed? As we approach the change in motion of a planet, it's more intense. It will move into the shadow of the retrograde, which will end on October 15th. In the shadow of the retrograde, it feels like Mercury is retrograde, but it's not. The shadow is the opportunity to tie up the loose ends of unfinished projects that you couldn't get to when Mercury was retrograde. Now, Mars is in the shadow of its retrograde. It will go retrograde October 30th. Unlike Mercury, that brings confusion in the areas of, well, more than communication, correspondence, and transportation. It's every area of your life. Mars is passion. It's what you fight with and fight for. It's energy. So when it goes retrograde, everything flatlines. It's just, things are just not moving forward the way we would like. Mars is a very slow-moving planet, and so it won't finish its cycle of retrograde, direct, and shadow until March 15th, 2023. So stay tuned because I will let you know when everything is moving forward. Okay. And this happens every few years, so it's nothing new. It's just what is. All right. So let's talk about Mars. It's in your 8th house of transformation. The 8th house is your personal house, Scorpio. You are the sign of transmutation, transformation. This is part of your powerfulness. Okay, in the 8th house of other people's money, and Mars is anger, it's passion. In the 8th house, it is very, very powerful because it is suppressed. And so you may find that your emotions are very strong, but with Mars retrograde in particular, You may not express them. You may not even be aware that they are really powerful. Not to worry. Whatever's in that eighth house will undergo a transformation, and it will be born again on its own ashes, like the phoenix, which is truly your sign's representative. Now, Jupiter is also retro right now. And so it's in your sixth house of work, health, and service. Jupiter is the greater benefic. It brings money, it brings blessings, it brings expansion, but it's retrograde, so it's not functioning as strongly as it will when it goes direct. And that will be a few months from now. I'll let you know when that is. So on the 28th, Jupiter moves back into your fifth house, and it's time to party. It's time for fun and games. It's time for enjoyment. That's okay. That's all right. Because when it goes direct, it's going to return to that sixth house and expand your work, bless your work, because Jupiter is God's abundance. Well, let's look at some of the faster moving planets, starting with Mercury. Mercury is what we think about and talk about. It's in your 11th house of friends and humanitarian projects. So if you're involved with one of those projects, or if you've just been enjoying being with your friends, super. On the 10th, it will move into your 12th house of the subconscious mind. And a lot will go on behind the scenes. There may be conversations that are private. There may be ideas that you share confidentially. That's fine. On the 29th of the month, Mercury moves into your first house, and you're talking about yourself, and you're sharing your ideas, and this is terrific. See, in the 12th house, it's preparatory. So let's talk about Venus and the Sun, because they're both in your 12th house right now. Venus is love, and the Sun is the center of our life. It is the giver of life. And so when these planets are in your 12th house, what goes on in your life is nobody's business. You've pulled back, you are retreating, and you're enjoying yourself. There may be a relationship, a loving relationship, that you keep private. You know what I mean? Nobody's business. So you will enjoy and be very creative behind the scenes. Now, on the 23rd of the month, the Sun and Venus kind of hold hands and move into your first house. And you become the center of your life. And you fall in love with you. And when you love you, the world loves you. It's that simple. This is a time to beautify yourself and to take a stand for yourself unapologetically. I love it. Okay, we have a full moon. That's when things come to a head on October 9th in 16 degrees of Aries. It's in your sixth house. That means that issues will come to a head. Employee issues will come to a head. And if there are changes that you're wanting to make, even though Jupiter is retrograde in that sixth house, the full moon can help you bring them to a head. This is cool. Then we have a new moon on, October 25th. My handwriting is atrocious, but that's also a solar eclipse. An eclipse is very, very powerful. We feel the effects of an eclipse about 2 weeks before it occurs, and the effects last until the next pair of eclipses come along. We'll have another eclipse, by the way, in November, which I'll share with you. But on this eclipse, this new moon, it's a whole new start for you. I love it. And if this eclipse falls right smack dab on your sun, your moon, or your ascendant, it is a new life eclipse for you. And that will last between a year and 2 years because it is a new life. I love it. So that's your awesome October forecast. Enjoy it. And join me next month when once again I take a look at your forecast. Until then, may the stars shine brightly on you and yours. Bye for now.